star Billy Mitchell lied, claims Donkey Kong World Record Analysis. A Donkey Kong fansite has removed 3 high-score submissions from arcade legend Billy Mitchell after an analysis revealed he likely misled the community about playing on real arcade hardware and that he instead submitted emulator gameplay. On Donkey Kong Forum, Mitchell previously held the number 20 score with 1.062 million points, right behind his longtime rival Steve Wiebe's 1.064 million. The professional gamer and hot sauce magnate now has the number 47 score with his 933,900 result he played in public on an arcade machine in 2004. Mitchell and Wiebe's battles over the Donkey Kong high score were the subject of the popular documentary film King of Kong, A Fistful of the Quarters. That movie painted Mitchell as a somewhat villainous character standing in the way of Wiebe's heroic everyman. Now, that portrayal is starting to seem even more accurate, as it could include dishonesty and even cheating. This score will be replaced with his live score of 933,900, performed at the Midwest Gaming Classic on May 7, 2004. This score was performed in public and was witnessed by at least one TG member as well as Dwayne Richard, Donkey Kong Forum high score judge Zenlia wrote in their post. "I don't know Billy personally. We've never met and the only time we've been in the same place was Kong of 3. I'm well aware of his importance in gaming history and culture and especially to the arcade and DKF community. I understand this will not be a popular decision. It is not my wish to fracture a community or affect anyone's personal life. But ultimately, I have to do what I think is right. I've reached out to Zenlia and Mitchell for comments on this story, and I'll update it with any new information. But you can read Zenlia's detailed argument against Mitchell right here. The primary allegation is that Mitchell played his best Donkey Kong games on the multiple arcade machine emulator, MAME, while maintaining that he was playing on original arcade hardware. The explanation of the evidence is a bit technical, so let me break it down as simply as I can. Here's some GIF examples from the breakdown. See how the ladders render in all at once and then the steel beams blink into existence after that? This is how MAME handles Donkey Kong. Score chaser Chris Gleed has one of the only direct feed recording setups for Donkey Kong in the world. See how the entire level gets drawn into the game from left to right? This is how the arcade works. Now, watch how Mitchell's footage for this 1.05 million point run renders in the ladders and then the steel beams just like the MAME version. Zenlia considers the evidence against Mitchell conclusive when it comes to falsifying his Donkey Kong platform, but they also suggest that cheating isn't just possible, it's likely. While clearly MAME, there is no way to tell exactly how these games were performed, reads Zenlia's post. It's possible they were recorded in one shot. Given the playstyle in Billy's videos, it's more likely that vanilla MAME's recording feature was abused. MAME's INP recording capability enables players to rewind their mistakes, continue playing, and then stitch together a final recording that looks like one unbroken playthrough. Scorekeepers like Zenlia often do accept results performed on MAME, but they typically require independent, in-person verification or live video on a service like Twitch that shows the game and the player all at the same time. Mitchell has not verified his score in any of those alternative ways with the exception of a witness by the name of Ton Rogers. If that name is familiar, it's probably because Rogers just made headlines for a high-score scandal of his own. The scorekeeping website Win Galaxies revealed this week that it is removing all of Rogers' records after an analysis revealed his submitted score of 5.51 seconds in the Atari game Dragster is technically impossible. Beyond that, Mitchell doesn't have a lot of proof to back up his claims. While many people have seen Billy play in public, there are no known independent, impartial, objective witnesses to any of the Big 3 WR games, reads Zenlia's post. He has never scored over 1 million in a live venue. Billy claimed the 1.047M was done in front of scores of people, but that he had no access to the inside of the machine. So how did he set up the direct feed? The 1.05 was supposedly done at an actual convention, but Billy was conveniently playing in another room. The 1.062 was done in arcade in Florida. but the only live footage from that day was staged, the boomer board swap, and shows no evidence of a direct feed setup. Getting 1 million points in Donkey Kong is not a common occurrence even for the best players, so it's an issue on its own that Mitchell hasn't performed that particular feat. But misleading judges about hardware along with the lack of other verifying evidence is enough, at least for Donkey Kong Forum, to remove his scores. Of course, a lot has changed in the Donkey Kong community since King of Kong. That movie attracted a wave of new contenders who eventually blew away Mitchell's and Wiebe's scores. The current world best is Robbie Lakeman's 1.230 million points. And Lakeman. He played on an original arcade machine and verified his score by playing it live on video. But hey, Lakeman's a Pats fan, so maybe he's playing with a deflated arcade cabinet? Country required. By checking this box, you are confirming you are an adult 18 years or older and you agree to Intel contacting you with marketing-related emails or by telephone. You may unsubscribe at any time. Intel's websites and communications are subject to our privacy notice and terms of use.